So we're going to invite Stephanie Walline back, and she's really going to inspire us to do not only beautiful things in our garden, but to give back to Mother Nature, and specifically the monarch butterflies and all of the other butterflies, because they're in trouble and they need us. And it's called Planting Asclepia Butterfly Bouquet Plants. 6 pieces. You will get 2 in yellow, 2 in white, and 2 in pink. This time I know you're going to get 6 plants. They come in a 2.5 inch special pot, and she'll talk to you about that. They are perennials for you. And do you see that little caterpillar? The caterpillar and the monarch butterfly is very particular. They just lay their eggs. They can eat. This is a food source for them. And then they become monarch butterflies. $11.99 will get this home. Free shipping and handling. And just like we said with the big elephant ear, it only ships when it's appropriate where you live. It's M89781. Still on sale. They're still on sale. I don't know how long we're going to hold on to this Asclepia sale, but we feel very dedicated towards this, the same way that Stephanie Walline does. 4th generation, travels the world. You grew up. This is your world, your passion, Stephanie. And I love that you have brought us enough of this Asclepia that we really can share it with our family and friends and make a difference.
Yes, Pat, I want to start off by saying thank you to those who have already placed their order for this collection. And if you have not, let me explain why I consider it the most important plant that my family we bring to QVC. And you did a pretty good job, Pat, explaining it. So this is what's considered the only home and food source for the monarch butterflies. And as you had mentioned earlier, the monarch butterfly, as of July of 2022, was listed under the endangered species list. And so by planting this, the monarch butterflies will find this in your gardens. And on the underside of the leaves, Pat, the monarchs will lay their eggs. And once those eggs hatch, this is the only plant in the entire world that those caterpillars that we saw are going to eat. The only plant. And so,
Wow.
For various reasons, there's more concrete being poured, more pesticides being used in farms and things. To find this out in the wild, there's just not enough of it anymore. And so we, by planting this, are doing our part, not only by beautifying our spaces, but truly by helping save the monarch butterfly population.
Look at that.
And this video was created by Sandra Bennett, which is absolutely beautiful. She did with her husband and daughter. And they brought in the caterpillars and kept feeding them the Asclepias leaves. And then they watched the whole process, the caterpillar go into its chrysalis, emerge into the monarch, and then they released them back into Mother Nature. And they did this with their daughter, who I think at the time was like 13 or 14. So it's an absolutely beautiful, sort of like full circle Mother Nature story to share with your kids. Maybe you have grandkids. I know you had mentioned earlier build to ship to with the elephant ears. This is a great plant to do that as well, because you get to share the beautiful story of the monarchs, and also this collection is absolutely stunning to grow in the garden.
Because usually the Asclepia, aren't they more like white, you told us?
Yeah, so typically when you find it out in the wild, it'll grow about 6 to 7 feet tall, and the flowers are actually kind of like, I don't know, like mauve, like a pink that I don't find to be that attractive. But this collection has actually been hybridized to be beautiful in the garden. So it's only going to be about 3 feet tall once fully grown. And you're getting 3 colors. So you're getting 2 of the yellow, 2 of the orange, and 2 of the pink. And so this plant that I have here, Pat, this is one of each color after about 6 weeks. And same for you, we put the whole collection in that big container. So although they are a perennial, which typically tend to grow a little slower, this particular plant does grow quite fast and will bloom for you this very first year.
So as a perennial, and it's coming back every year, if I
Correct.
put it in a pot, should I bring it inside, or how does that work?
No, you can absolutely leave this one if you want to do it in containers. I love this plant because it's one of the most winter hardy perennials we offer. It can take temperatures down to negative 35.
Oh, wow.
So I like to say that every garden in this country can grow it, because it can take all sorts of, weather and temperatures. And also it is native to North America, which just means that it's going to be very easy for all of us to grow.
Maybe you get 2 sets of these and you do 2
Yes.
pots, or 2, maybe you get 3 and you do them. If I was going to put them in the ground, landscape a little bit for me, what else should I plant with them, Stephanie?
Absolutely. Well, so here you see that's probably two of the orange after maybe the second season. And so I love to plant them. There's a really beautiful photo somewhere coming up that has some lavender planted behind it. And I
Ooh,
just think, oh, here you go.
oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I can't tell if that's lavender or maybe some bee balm. But regardless, I love to plant it,
Mm-hmm.
with maybe your purples, or if you have, we have a really great ice plant collection that's a flowering ground cover. I just love to use them sort of as that middle layer of your garden bed.
Okay.
And like you said, Pat, if you can, pick up 2 or 3 or 4 collections of this Asclepias, because you're going to want to plant this somewhere that you're going to see it on a daily basis, so that you can sit back with a glass of wine and truly watch Mother Nature at play. All of the pollinators will be coming into your garden, but specifically, you will start to see monarch butterflies in your garden, which for some of us, my niece who's 11, she's never even seen a monarch butterfly in real life, because they're just so far
Yeah,
hard to find.
because they're
And that
rare.
caterpillar, I just wanted to point out really
Mm-hmm.
quick, because sometimes when we see bugs on our plants, we get a little nervous. But by seeing that caterpillar munching on that leaf that was at my house, that is exactly what these plants are meant to have done. You're feeding these caterpillars. This is the only food source for the monarch butterfly caterpillar in the entire world. And so really you're doing your part in saving a beautiful monarch butterfly population, and you're also adding beauty into your garden.
I mean, could you just imagine? And you have the opportunity to be able to do that, and it's not hard at all. And you're going to
Hmm.
get 6 pieces, 2 orange, 2 yellow, 2 pink. So you're going to get
Yep.
if you get, the nice thing about getting a second set is then you are really going to be able to make a statement. Then you'll have 4 orange and 4 white and
Hmm.
4 pink. So, and these colors were specifically selected because we're talking about the Walline family, who knows all about this and who guarantees with this that it will ship when it's appropriate to put it in the ground or in a plant or
Yep.
a container in your area where you live. They've been doing this for years. You don't have to worry. And here again, I cannot encourage you strongly enough. Keep this. This way, when you get it home and open the box when they come. And
Hmm.
if you don't have time, they'll tell you right away what you can do to sustain it until you can get to the weekend or whenever you can put it in there. But it will show you sun, watering. If you forget something, the answer is probably right here. And there's even tips for
Yep.
success and their phone numbers so you can call. Because Stephanie, if I was in a garden center, I mean, they're always so very busy and everything. I wouldn't know to look for Asclepia. And
Absolutely.
I know many times, many garden centers don't have that opportunity to give us 2 pink, 2 white, and 2 yellow.
That's right. And most, they're not going to be offering you free shipping and handling directly to
Yeah,
your door.
so
And
true.
furthermore, Pat, I grow this, I should say, in California. And last year I had about 50 caterpillars at one time on
Oh
my
my
plants.
gosh.
It was like my proudest gardening moment ever. And the next day I walked outside and there was no more foliage left for them. So I was like, well, they're still hungry. Let me run down the street to a garden center and pick up some more. And I couldn't find Asclepias anywhere. I went to 2 different garden centers. So when I say that these monarchs will find it, I promise you, they have like radar goggles for this specific plant, because it is truly so important for them to find it, to lay their eggs on these leaves, and for those caterpillars to eat this. So, consider picking up at least 2 collections. If you can do more, you'll have no regrets. You're going to have a beautiful
Yes.
impact, like Pat was saying, in beauty, but also your impact gardening as far as helping save the monarch butterfly.
And it's not just once and done. I mean, that's the
Correct.
wonderful thing I have learned over the years. When you invest your money in your perennials, they come back and they get better year after year after year. Aren't your bulbs coming up right now? And I don't know about you
Yep.
guys, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot
Yep.
wait to see, when you finally poke your head up. And I have a lot of shade, at my
Okay.
house. So it takes, they're a little slower. They take their time. Over 100 of these gone.
Wow.
Send them to someone you love. You have a niece, you have a nephew. How about to a teacher at the end of
Oh,
the
yeah.
year? Pick up, most of you are picking up more than one, which is just really awesome, because then again, you are going to get 4 of, if you pick up 2 sets, you'll get 4 of the white, 4 of the pink, 4 of the orange. And imagine the impact that's going to have for you. $11.99 is the opportunity to get these. You're reserving them now, and then they'll ship out when it's appropriate, and you'll know exactly what you're supposed to do with them.
That's exactly right, Pat. And these, You know, we do have the growing guide, which my brother Devin, he does write them. So I know that they're full of great information, but the Asclepias, because it is native to North America, it's one of the easier perennials to grow. All you
Okay.
have to remember is give it at least a full or a half to a full day of sun. And, you know, like any beginner plant or starting off with a smaller plant, you want to water it a few times a week. But by the second and third season, like you see here with a mass planting of those pinks, you almost won't have to water these yourself. Mother Nature can take care of them. They're very drought tolerant. If you live somewhere with deer, you know, the deer don't tend to like these,
Okay,
which
what
is
did
just
you
a
say?
little added bonus.
The
Hmm.
deer have a tendency not to like them. I mean, we can never
Yeah,
guarantee that because sometimes they're a little
right.
hungrier, you know,
Hmm.
but they will shy away from this. Is it the fragrance they don't like, or they don't like the leaves, the texture of the
You know, I
leaf?
think it's a little bit of both. The leaves do have a particular something is in the leaf that actually, when the caterpillars eat them, that's why this is so important for those caterpillars. It actually makes them
Oh, I didn't
undesirable
think
to their
about that.
predators like birds.
Uh-huh.
So birds don't go after the caterpillar. So this is kind of a, you know, a insurance policy for the caterpillars to keep them safe. And so by planting this, you are doing your part. You're going to help save the monarch butterfly population, and you're going to beautify your space.
Stephanie, I love and adore you. I just love your mission, and thanks for letting us be part of it because I think it's
Thank you
really
so much, Pat.
fabulous. This is what gardening is all about. We will see you coming up, your whole family, yes, on main
Yep, at
channel
2 p.m.
at 2 p.m. Okay, we'll be there, love. Thank you.